Hi again folks, welcome to another edition of my Veg Garden. Today is Sunday the 15th of June, so I'll give you a little look round to see what we've been up to. So here we are in the greenhouse. Thanks to some people who emailed me regarding my Normandy tomato plants. I've been told that I shouldn't be really snipping out the side shoots because it's like a semi-bush plant. So that's what I've done, because you can see down here it's got there, but thankfully there's one or two, sorry my thing is on the way. Down here there seems to be some side shoots coming out down there, so we'll just leave it and see. And the reason why there's only one of them in the greenhouse and not outside is because, if you remember in an earlier video, they got dropped on the floor by the cat. So they got slightly mixed up. Not bad, I got 5 out of the 6 in the correct order. So well, everything seems to be progressing well, lots of flowers on them. Some of the flowers starting to fall off now, so hopefully tomatoes will start to be produced. All I've been doing is pinching out the side shoots of apart from the first one, the next 5 are either cherry tomato or medium sized tomatoes. So as I say, lots of flowers everywhere. So we've got that, got the automatic waters down the bottom. Give them a good water, fill them up a little bit later, fill them up to the top. Down here, as you can see, these are my indoor cucumbers, and they're really, let me just move that string out of the roots, they really are going for it. They must have shot up about, in the last week, about 1 foot in height. So that's just amazing. And up here they're starting to think, I can still keep tying them on just so they don't fall over. So the two of them, one's slightly further ahead than the other, but as you can see, if we go into the join there, it looks as if things are starting to progress nicely. Let's go up here. These are the leeks, the 2 different types. There were the autumn giant there on the left, and these are, I'm sure they're just musselburgh. And I did ask a few episodes ago, oh, what's happening, why am I so far? But they seem so far behind, but they seem to have picked up a bit now. As you can look at the thickness of them, they seem to have picked up a bit now. So we'll just keep them going. Probably next month, hopefully we'll get them out. Hopefully the beginning or late part of July we'll get them planted out where they need to go. These are just, you saw last video, some spare spring onions. When I replanted last episode, my different peppers. That's cayenne chili pepper, that's hopscotch, and these are my 2 sweet ones. They really seem to, since planting them on, they really seem to be picking up now. So I put the stakes in there so that if it does start to flop ever so slightly, you can just give it a little bit of string just to hold it in place. So you can see how quickly these come up. These were the radishes, I only planted them last week. Already they've popped out there. So really pleased with that. Over here, right, that there is my bed of ruby chard and lamb's lettuce. They've only taken a week to get to that stage, and just shows you how warm or humid, it's probably warm and humid it is at the moment. It's making these really go for it, and everything seems to be progressing well. You can see that with basil planted there. They were, right, in case people don't know, I'm not happy with the tips at the moment, but that could just be the compost that's in there. You see that there, another new tomato plant. That's actually a side shoot. Gentleman saw online several years ago, oh I forget his first name, he does the allotment website. He said just pinch out, if the side shoot's big enough, pinch it out, pop it in compost, give it some watering and just leave it. As you can see, that's what I've done. They seem to, so I'll have 2 extra tomato plants. They are purely just from side shoots. Chives are slow to come on. That's another lot of basil, and that's some basil, not some basil, some parsley. Those 3 round pots were actually the seed discs that I got from Poundland, and they're alright, you know, for £1 when you think about it. You know, just handy to have just little pots like that. So that's the inside. Let's pop outside. Here we have the carrots that were originally indoors, and I've just popped them outside, and I'll literally leave them there. A lot of stuff you can see I planted, you saw me plant last week. Celery's doing well. Squash has been there a little while, it's just slowly taking. We'll put stakes on that soon, just to keep it going. You can see that was the first lot of spring onions, the second lot of spring onions perked up, despite the attempts by the cat to try and rake them out. But okay, the sweet corn is really going for it. I'm really pleased with that. Despite the dismal germination rate I got, that seems to be going quite well. So in here is my turnips and swede. I think the weather, the sort of rain and hot weather, it's made one or two, or it's actually a few actually. We've got 1, 2 definitely bolted and gone to flower. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 heads that have got flowers, like flower buds on them. So I'm going to pull them out in a minute. Because not much point, I'm not going to do anything now that the seed head's gone all the way up like that. So bit of pity, but hey, sometimes that's just the way it goes, isn't it? So that's them. Over here, carrots, as you can see there, they're progressing well. You know, nothing special. Just leave that to get on with the business. Over here is my beetroot. It seems to be. I don't know if we can see anything down bottom yet. Let's see if we can. Well, you can just see, just if we get my finger there, just ever so slightly, just starting to. So we'll leave that in there. I'll hopefully get some nice beetroot out of it. The French beans and the mange too progressing out. I've got no flowers yet, so that's probably just the way it goes. Right, let's come down here. The courgettes, the 2 courgette plants here, look ready to, if we can see here. And got flowers. Well, flower they are about to open on a courgette, and that will be a male. Is it? No, female courgette. And there's another one. There's a male one there. Just I believe the male ones are the one. Oh no, they're both females. Sorry. They're actually both. Hopefully we'll get. We need another flower to open. Because we both need male and female flowers in the courgette to open to, unless you've got one that's self-pollinating. So we'll just leave. Hopefully we'll get some decent courgettes. These are really doing well. You can see down there as well. You know, some strange, you know, flowers developing down here, but hey, leave them to. As you can see, the potatoes really going for it. I don't think it'll be long before it'll be time for harvest. Probably another week or so. Because apparently with them being swift, wait for the leaves to sort of start turning yellow, and that's when they're ready. So I can't imagine it'll be that much longer. Right, so in here is my parsnips. And to my YouTube mate Ian Nocton, this is what they actually look like when you plant them from seed. Sometimes it works. It could be Ian, you had an absolute duff batch of seeds. It does sometimes happen, you get an absolute duff batch. The problem with parsnip seeds is you can never keep them for a second year. You got to use them in the year that you really got them. So that's the reason why I give them to generally to friends or work colleagues, any spare parsnip seeds I've got, because they just don't keep. So they seem to be progressing well. Blueberry's not doing much, I think, because the second one hasn't really flowered at all. I don't think this first one has been able to get the cross-pollination that I spoke about very early on in the season, so we'll just leave it and see how it goes. Rhubarb, it's really sorry sight at the moment. You know, they just keep dying. You see, you've got some new bulbs, bits heads starting to. I don't know whether these need to pull these off when they're fairly small. Don't know. This is temporarily early, so I'll need to have a little read up and see about that, because when you look at them, they look absolutely lovely, but when they grow a bit longer, like that one, it's really quite squidgy now. So we'll need to wait and see. Right, this is the garlic bed. The garlic bed's been totally pulled. It's been a total failure, the garlic. They did grow well early in the season. I must say that I did buy them off eBay, the garlic, and when I did get them, the bag appeared to be being slightly damp and they'd already started to grow. So maybe that was, I don't know whether I'm not going to use the same bed next year for them. They're moving more to the front of the veg patch rather than right next to the fence, so I don't know whether it's a combination of bad stock, bad location and bad winter, in the sense of too damp and not cold enough. So we'll wait and see. Tayberry's really going for lots of fruit on there. We'll just let them ripen up. Hopefully pigeons don't get it, because in one of the trees above the shed there's a a wood pigeon with a little young um, that's just hatched in the last few days up there, so they could look to the tayberry as food for the little one, so we'll just keep an eye on it. This bed, I took out I put old potato compost in it from last year, and then it must have been a few odd seed potatoes still. Sorry, not seed potatoes, potatoes. They like small potatoes in the compost, because all of a sudden potatoes started to grow in it. So I've took them out, give it a turn over, make sure it's all ready for, because that'll be for my leeks in there. Raspberry bush, it's going well. Happy enough, that just keeps growing and growing. We'll just give it a feed every now and then just to make sure it keeps going. Over here is my red onions and my shallots. As I said before, shallots haven't done really great this year. My fault. Try again next year. Take a bit more heat of what Dan from the allotment diary does. So we'll see how it goes. Over here is my brown onions. So you notice they seem to have perked up. The reason for it, and I'll just move the camera up, is we've trimmed back a whole load of trees here that were hanging over, and it seemed to have given a bit more light to this area. So they definitely seem to have perked up a bit. You know, there's a lot of the ones that were fairly flat, and now they've all sort of gone, starting to look for the skies. So pleased with that. We'll head down here. That was the extra lot of peas, the spare peas, and that they're just in there. Just see if we can get a little crop. Don't know where they will. These are the outdoor tomatoes. I think this one here, the first one, is one of the ones that should have been inside the greenhouse, because it seems to be really growing. It's not tried to produce that strange sort of head like the one that's inside the greenhouse has, whereas the other ones appear to be doing that. So I think that one there is either a medium or a cherry tomato, where there are other 5 down there. 5 down there are my Mormandy. Okay, down here, so really this is near enough at the end of here is my strawberry plants. I've got runners, is that what? No, that was, I've got runners coming out my ears. Look here, so I've got a runner there. It's getting ready to sort of put out. Oh, sorry, it helps if I show you what I'm looking at. See, I've got that one there. So there's quite a number, so runners here, so we'll get these planted. There used to be a fair amount of strawberries as well, so there. That one looks as if it's about ready to turn, and that one. Yeah, it looks as if they're just starting. A few more there, so quite a, I don't know what we've got now, we've got some around there as well. So we've got quite a few, some little ones in there, like that. Yeah, so we've got quite a number. So, right, that's about it, folks. Let me just come round here. Pointer. So that's about us, folks. Hope you've enjoyed watching this new edition of my veg garden. As you can see, there's not really that much been going on. It's generally just tidying up, making sure everything's healthy, feeding where as need be. So hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, just pop them in the box below. I always read the comments that you leave, so thanks very much. Hope you've had a good weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye just now.